Ladies,
Hello?
wait.
Hello.
Someone in this Skype call is a murderer.
Da da da.
What?
Now, Fran,
Well,
in this country, you would probably be it because you're British.
Well,
But
just foreign in general, I think, would arouse suspicion.
I'm gonna
Yes.
say
that's
Georgia
fine.
because she's been gone the longest, therefore has had time to plan.
Hey.
So
And I'm the least sort of intelligent, so I don't necessarily have the sort
But
of
there's always a chance
kind of murder.
There's always a chance you suspect the ones who you least suspect, so it could be Heather.
Dun-dun-dun.
That's true. Mild-mannered Heather by day. What's the name of a murderer? Ed Gein by night.
Ed Gein, yeah.
Oh.
He's worse.
We had to go with Ed Gein on that one.
Yeah, we
That's
really
nice.
had to go with Ed Gein.
He's a particularly bad murderer.
I watched a documentary on him once. Like, he was messed up.
That's an understatement.
That's putting it
Yep.
very lightly. He was a
Messed
little disturbed.
Understatement of the
What
day.
a slasher
Yeah,
film.
the grave robbing. We all do it at some
He's
point.
like
I'm
inspired
sure.
every other horror movie. You don't even need to see a documentary.
Making lampshades out of flesh.
Watch Psycho. Watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Same difference.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like a bunch of other slasher films, are kind of based on Ed Gein.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ed Gein sort of. You know what's fucked up? He sort of shaped horror movies in a fucked up way.
He really did. Like, we kind of have him to thank for the modern slasher film.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ed.
Ed.
We're on a first name basis.
Yeah, he's cool.
Does anyone watch Hannibal, by the way?
I
No,
really
no,
want to
But
see
I've heard
Hannibal.
it's good.
Yeah. It kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and now everyone's like, Hannibal. But
I want to see Hannibal, and I want to see Bates Motel.
my mom really likes Bates Motel.
I don't know. I tried Bates Motel. I didn't really like it.
My mom likes it better than Hannibal.
Now, with Bates Motel, are they actually, like, having Norman killing people, or is it just, like, the relationship with his mom?
Kind of.
I think it's both. I think murders happen in that show. I'm not sure.
It happened in the first episode.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, really?
That's weird. I
Well-
thought the whole premise of Psycho was that he didn't start killing until after his mother died.
I have no idea. I don't watch
Yeah.
this show. I have no idea.
Okay.
No, the show is they like move. I mean, from what I saw, it's like his mother and him like moved away to a new town to start over, probably because of murder. So in the first episode, from what I saw, the mom gets like raped and then kills the rapist. and
Oh,
so
well,
and then
that's
Norman
dark.
comes in and she's like, Norman comes in like the nick of time. So then she's like, you should have been here to help me.
Nice.
All the time I'm watching, I'm like weirded out because I'm like, this kid was in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake.
Yeah, I know. That's what weirded me out at first. I'm like, Freddie Highmore. I remember when he was like 5.
I'm all.
You can hear his accent sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's actually a very good bit of casting.
Yeah, it was really weird only because, yeah, like Georgia said, I remember when he was like a little kid actor, and now he's Norman Bates, and I'm like, what the fuck
You know, all
happened?
pumped and
What?
awkward.
He was a fucking pussy in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He was
I
in
re-
he was in a lot of American movies that were based on books for some reason. I know he was in like some other movie, I don't know, but he was
It's August Rush.
he should have been in like he I always thought for a while he was in Narnia, but he was never in any of the Narnia movies, I don't think.
He might as well have been, though. They're all
Yeah.
exactly the same. Those, like, really, like, phoned in. Actually, I quite like the first Narnia.
Yeah, that's alright.
That's the only one I saw.
It's
I've
okay.
just
It's got
read the
James
book, never seen
McAvoy
it.
as, like, Mr. Tumnus.
Oh yeah, that was him.
Oh, yeah.
Shirtless and sexy. Talking of shirtless and sexy, a couple of days ago, I was coming back from the bank and I got asked out by this insanely hot guy with these, like, this incredible body, just extraordinary.
That's the intro to your Film Brain fanfic.
Yeah, and it was Film Brain. And
I knew it!
he had spent the last few months sculpting his abs in hopes that he would run into me and we had sex behind the bike sheds. The
Jesus
end.
Christ.
I knew it.
That escalated quickly.
I like that ended with the
That's
end.
really
That was my
good.
favorite part.
Yeah. It wasn't really very romantic.
I love the part where it ended.
I liked the bit when it was over.
Yeah, no, fair play, fair play. I liked that bit before the end where we had sex.
No, really, what happened?
No, I got asked out by this insanely sort of. He was just incredibly ripped and just a very, very kind of objectively attractive man. And he kind of like, yeah, he was on his bike and he was like, hey, babe. And I like chatted to him for a bit. And then I was like, okay, well, we clearly don't have anything in common. I didn't say that to him. But it would have been great if I had. I just told him I was seeing someone. And then like afterwards, I realized like, for all I know, he could have been like a massive sci-fi fan. And like, even if he wasn't, I could have still had sex with an insanely hot black guy.
Or you could have converted him to being a nerd. That always
Could have
works.
been like a serial killer for all you know.
Instead, I chose to judge him based on his appearances, and for that I apologize to myself.
Good job. Like, all of these stories you tell me about stuff like this, and then, like, you post pictures with food in your mouth, and I'm like, she complains all the time about being single. Gee, I wonder why.
That's
Yeah,
typically
I
how
will-
I attract a mate. I don't know.
I mean, I don't help myself. I really don't. I
just see that.
I have a really inflated sense of self-esteem, so I think when I feel like it, someone will just kind of fall into my lap.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Because that's how it
Literally
works.
fall into your lap.
By the way, I'm really fucking into Community at the moment.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Heather, the last 2 shows that Heather has recommended to me, I've watched every season within, like, well, Supernatural, to be fair, has 8 seasons, and I watched in the space of about a month and a half. I watched Community in about a week, the entire 4 seasons.
I don't watch Community, but I think I should, because I love Joel McHale a lot.
I started watching it because of Joel McHale, and it's just amazing.
I've seen a few episodes. My boyfriend showed me a couple. It is pretty funny.
I'll tell you what, though, funnily enough, I tried to get into Parks and Rec, and I watched like half of the pilot, and I didn't get into it at all, and I really thought I would.
The pilot's a little rough. It takes a while to get in. It takes a while for that show to get really good.
My
Yeah.
sister loves that show.
I love Aziz Ansari in that show. He's so good. And Nick Offerman they're both really good in that show. And Aubrey Plaza is really good in that show.
Oh, yeah, I've heard she plays like the sort of sarcastic younger girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, it really seems like it would be my kind of thing, and I really like Amy Poehler. And in general, I just want to give, like, I feel like duty-bound to kind of support female comedians, just because there is such a stereotype about women not being funny, and we can't have that.
I mean, you watched, how long did it take you to watch something like 30 Rock?
30 Rock I watched in about, well, 30 Rock was still going on when I started watching it,
Oh,
so
okay.
I watched the first few seasons within like about a month, and then I watched it like every week. I mean, I genuinely love 30 Rock though. 30 Rock is like one of the funniest I've ever seen.
Who's been watching like any new TV or anything?
I've been getting my boyfriend on Invader Zim.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Like, I've seen it already a zillion
That
times.
show was like my entire middle school career.
I know, I'm getting him on. He really likes it. I'm so
My
excited.
friends and I, like, that was us in middle school. Just 6th grade. It was just Invader Zim 24/7.
Oh, awesome. He loves my grr.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching a lot of anime lately, and that's probably not going to interest anybody in this Skype chat right now.
Do tell.
I've been watching way too much anime. I'm watching a show I think everybody should be watching. Tumblr calls it swimming anime, but it's called Free, and it's about hot anime boys that swim.
That's it.
But it's actually
That's
great.
it.
The characters are interesting and they take swimming so seriously and it's so funny.
That's the only reason you watch it, because they take swimming seriously.
The story behind how that show got made is amazing. So, Kyoto Animation, which is an animation company in Japan, released this, like, pilot, or not even a pilot, it was, like, just a little 30, 40-second, like, commercial for a project they were doing. And then it went viral on websites like Tumblr. And it was Tumblr who made that shit popular. And then this 30-second commercial with swimming hot anime guys taking off their shirts and being hot spawned into, like, a petition to get this show made, and it worked. And it got turned into a real show from Kyoto Animation, and it's still being released in Japan right now. It's only on, like, episode 4 or something.
The power of rabid, corny fangirls.
The power of fangirls.
Well, I was going to say the power of the internet, but the power of the internet is the power of the fangirls. Fangirls power the internet.
But it's actually, like, a good show. It's really good, and it's funny.
I understand, though. What is it about? Is it just about...
Swimming and naked dudes. Isn't that enough,
It's
Fran?
about swimming and naked dudes. And
No point.
the main characters, the two main rivals, take swimming so seriously. And it's enough where it's just so fun.
What's it about?
Well, it's like this group of kids, these four guy friends that were friends in, like, elementary school. Then one of them moves away to become an Olympic swimmer because he's like, I'm going to go to special school and become an Olympic swimmer. And so all the other three friends, like, grow up into high school together, and their swimming club shuts down. They're like, oh. And then there's, like, the one kid, Haruka, and he's, like, obsessed with swimming, but he gave up competitive swimming, and now they're gonna start a swim club. It's, like, really complicated.
It sounds incredibly complicated and...
Yet so simple. No, it's hard to explain, but it's great.
It does kind of sound great, but like kind of ironically great.
It is. It's supposed to be. I almost look at it as, like, kind of a parody of, like, the anime that, you know, have women doing that same kind of thing.
Actually, that is
Yeah,
it's kind of cool that we can see some, like, bare man flesh for once.
Yeah.
Nothing
The
wrong with
standard
that.
is no longer double.
But in any time there's, like, a shirtless part where, like, one of the guys takes off a shirt. It's like an event. Like, it goes in.
You
Right,
mean
makes
like the
really
X-Files when David Duchovny, like, gets out of the swimming pool in his Speedo for
Yes,
no...
exactly like that. He should
There
be
is
in that
a scene-
anime.
There is a scene in the X-Files where, like, that happens. Like, the scene starts with, like, one of their FBI bosses coming to tell Mulder some really important news. And he comes to tell him this when David Duchovny is at the swimming pool. So he gets out of the swimming pool in his Speedo to have a meeting with his boss there and then.
My mom loves that episode.
I love that episode. And I'm willing to forgive the ridiculousness of that.
I do love how it's just like, I remember that scene, and it's just very professional. I'm like, this could have been done anywhere else.
No, absolutely not. The X-Files is a good enough show that you can forgive it,
Oh, yeah.
that moment of indiscretion.
I've been watching a lot of shows lately, and, Fran, did you see, you remember when I posted that status on Facebook, I said, all of my friends right now need to tell Fran to watch Spirited Away. And I had,
Yes.
like, 20 of my friends yelling at you who
Fred.
don't know who you are, saying, Spirited Away is amazing, you're an idiot.
Fran, I saw it. You're not an idiot. It's kind of a little overrated.
Spirited Away is a masterpiece.
I was there for moral support. I haven't watched it either, so.
Well, what do we have here?
I know, I didn't want to say anything because, like, I knew those people were going to kick my ass, but...
Spirited Away is great. I have seen it too many times. I honestly have.
I really appreciate you getting the entirety of your social circle to refer to me as an idiot.
Well, not an idiot, but they're like... Because I told them, I said, like... I told my best friend, I told her, like... she got turned off by Howl's Moving Castle, and she's like, oh, okay. she's like, I totally get it now, because
Howl's Moving Castle is very boring.
My best friend though, she swears by Howl's Moving Castle. She loves it, but she's
Really?
like, she knows it's like incredibly flawed.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, that's the thing. If you click with something, then you're willing to forgive its flaws. Like, there are things that I know don't necessarily work, but if there are things in it that speak to me enough, I'm willing to look past the things that don't work. Whereas if you just inherently don't connect to something, then those are the things you can't look past. Those are the things that then become glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Spirited Away. I'm sure it's great. I've got nothing inherently against Miyazaki.
It's okay.
I mean, my favorite Miyazaki film is My Neighbor Totoro, which
I love that movie!
I think it's the best one.
Oh.
But I think story-wise, I think there are better ones, but I just like that one.
That movie is like, it doesn't really even have that much of a story, but
it's very
like,
simple.
If that movie doesn't warm your heart, then you have like you're heartless. You have no soul.
Oh yeah. But there's like Nazca the Valley of the Wind is a beautiful film. That's another one. Princess Mononoke, I think, is a lot more visually. I think Ponyo and Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, I think, are probably the best ones visually.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke is really pretty.
Oh yeah. Totoro is just extremely simple, and I don't know why I like it so much, but I just do. I've never been able to put my finger on why it's my favorite, but you know.
Stuff.
Did you see what was it, The Secret World of Arrietty?
I never got to, and it didn't play in my town, so.
I saw it with some friends of mine and like the anime club at my school. It was, I don't know, everybody else was really liking it, and I just thought it was okay.
It looks really cute. I would like to see it.
It was kind of cute, but I don't know, like the kid who talks to the the little people, he kind of got on my nerves. He was just like, he just had like this blank voice. And he was just like, oh, I found you guys, but it's okay. I'm not going to tell. Because I'm sick. I'm dying. No one will listen to me. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
have no character or whatever,
Yeah. The only character he had was that he was like dying of like, I don't know, a sickness or something. So he had like all this free time to hang out with the little people or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry. I'll protect you because I like you.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're turned off by Spirited Away, I'd say do Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke was really good. It was really cool.
Princess Mononoke and Nazca the Valley of the Wind.
Except for that thing at the end that I forget what its name is. That elk thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I think scared the shit out of me with that
awesome.
face. Oh my god.
Oh, and Fran, if you don't have any incentive to watch Princess Mononoke, Gillian Anderson voices in it, so.
Actually, I've heard very good things about Princess. What is it?
Mononoke.
Mononoke.
Yeah.
Why do I find that so hard to pronounce?
It is hard to pronounce.
Talking of things with like a really scary face towards the end.
What's even the end? It's just one of these characters that's like he's an important character, but just oh my god, it's not even his face. It's just like he has these giant antlers and this tiny little head and this face with these giant eyes that just stare at you, and it just scares. It's just so creepy.
Yeah,
you know what? But you could totally put up a picture for it on the podcast. That would be okay.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
So creepy.
It was justified.
Ugh.
I saw Inland Empire last night.
Oh, it's that David Lynch, right?
Yeah, it's his most recent film. I think
I want to see that, as I really like him. How is it?
I love David Lynch. I mean, it was great. I mean, and I don't usually find his kind of storytelling, like, as kind of convoluted as people would sort of have you believe. Like, I can usually follow like his storytelling perfectly well, but I mean, this was a particularly kind of ambiguous story, and it is just like kind of going through a bit of a nightmare.
Well, that's common in like most of his movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really, like, I really admire it. It looks incredible. The acting is phenomenal. I mean, yeah, everything you'd expect from David Lynch. I don't know whether I would watch it again in the way that I might watch something like Twin Peaks again, but it is definitely worth watching.
Cool, awesome. And now for Nightmare Fuel. For those who don't know, I'm showing them the picture of the Mononoke monster.
All right, let's have a look.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Don't worry.
It's so creepy.
It's the worst.
He's supposed to be like this benevolent creature for like good, but I'm just like, just go away.
Oh yeah, that thing.
That is.
Ugh.
It's almost as
He's
there's-
the good guy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of creepy shit in that movie, and there's also it's that movie, and then Nazca: The Valley of the Wind has some scary stuff in it too, like some creepy looking shit.
Nothing benevolent about having like glowing red eyes.
And he's the good guy.
Yeah, right.
And then
Oh
like she's supposed to be a good guy, and she's like sucking blood out of wolves, and
Well, that was to help them, wasn't it?
yeah, but it's
Like,
it's
like
the imagery of it. I remember the imagery of that scene is just that movie. It's the best.
is like my mom.
Gosh,
She to this day she won't like watch cartoons with me anymore, even though I've tried to tell her that like not all of them are crap.
Yeah.
So I got to watch 5 minutes of this, and she had to admit that like it was actually really pretty.
But I have exactly the same problem with my parents. I cannot get them. My dad is a little bit better, but I cannot get my parents to watch animated films with me rather. If they're intended for kids, my parents will not give them a chance.
It's just so ironic because animated movies started out for adults.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, but like, the best film I saw this summer was Monsters University. It was the funniest film. It was the most heartfelt. It was the best animated, the best acted. Like, and that is the case so often. You know, more often than not, you know, the Pixar film, the big Pixar film of the summer, will be superior to any of the, like, phoned-in crappy blockbusters.
Well, Pixar always is able to do that.
Cartoons and stuff, like, it's pretty much the only thing I can watch with my dad, because he doesn't like any of the other stuff I will watch. Like, he doesn't do horror, he's not really an action. My dad's very much the anti-stereotypical male, where he likes cute stuff. Like, his favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff, because it's cute.
That's my favorite Pokemon. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish my parents had a favorite Pokemon. Well, actually, I don't know. That would have made me really uncool in school.
You're so lame because your parents don't like Pokemon.
Yeah.
I just like, I think I kind of prefer it when my parents, like, it's odd, like, it's not that I don't want them to be into the things that I'm into, but when I see them being into the stuff that I'm into and kind of, from my perspective, kind of getting it wrong or missing the point, I find that sort of embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, like my mom watches Adam Sandler movies sometimes, and I'm like, you're a lost cause. She's like, it's kind of a couple laughs, and I'm like, no.
I do that with pretty much everything my mother watched. I'm like, why are you watching this? This is awful. Or anything she listens to is music. I pretty much hate everything my mother likes. Almost everything.
The worst thing that my mum does is she watches like decorating programs and like auction, like she watches things like Antiques Roadshow and like homes.
Like my mom.
My dad watches Antiques Roadshow.
I find those things and like, yeah, like any like decorating show or like makeover show my mum will watch, I just find indescribably dull.
My mom used to watch Trading Spaces religiously. The show, like the TLC show where it's like, we're gonna take, I don't know if they had this one in England, but they would take like two couples and then they would switch houses and then the other couple would decorate the other's house.
I'll tell you what, if we don't have that now in England, we will before long, I guarantee you.
I was not here, we weren't here last week to congratulate you on your royal baby, by the way.
Oh,
You had a baby?
Yours specifically.
my royal baby. My black royal baby.
Yeah.
I really wanted the royal baby to be black.
I know you did.
That would be hilariously awkward.
I like, it really would have been, like, nothing would have made me happier. It would have completely undercut.
They would have had, like, a reason to...
Bullshit.
Did you guys see that Cinema Snob video about the
baby.
movie called My Baby is Black?
No.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
It's some exploitation film that he reviewed, and it's actually called My Baby is Black with an exclamation mark at the end.
Like, horror, like, what? Seriously, what? How did that get made?
I'm not sure.
How could you be surprised if it comes out a different color? Like, clearly you must have slept with someone of a different race.
Precisely. Unless you were cursed.
It's not a movie. It's a pretentious French art film.
Oh, Lord.
What, My Baby is Black?
Yeah, watch the review. It's actually not that exploitative.
Yeah.
Ironic.
I gotta catch up on, or go back and watch all the Cinema Snob videos I haven't watched recently.
I've been marathoning his DVD-R Hell series, because somehow I missed out on that.
Those are funny, too.
Yeah.
Did you see the new one about the Geico caveman?
Oh, yeah. I remember that show. I remember when that aired.
Oh, God.
That wasn't that long ago.
I had blocked that out, but now I remember it.
You're welcome.
So, I wanted to ask, what is since I guess we're at the halfway point of the year, what's the best movie y'all have seen so far this year? That came out this year.
I don't know.
So not like something on DVD?
No.
I can't remember all the shit I saw in theaters, man.
I don't think the last thing I remember seeing was Iron Man 3, and that's the only thing I remember seeing this year. I don't even remember what came out.
It'll probably be, for me, the riff tracks that I'm going to see in like a week or two for the, Starship Troopers. I'm going with a bunch of friends, so I'm going to say that.
That's a preemptive.
Fuck, I really don't know. Something that just came out this year. Christ, I really have no idea. I'm really struggling.
What came out this year? I forget.
Star Trek did, but I never got to see it, and I really wanted to.
It was only okay.
But there's Cumberbatch in it.
Cumberbatch in it. I mean, he was fine as Khan, he was... Have I just given something massive away?
No,
everyone knew.
Yeah, pretty much everybody knew.
I didn't even see the movie, and I'm like, yeah.
The one thing that did slightly annoy me was that they took the dialogue from Wrath of Khan and they reversed Spock and Captain Kirk's roles in that bit of dialogue, and it was really okay, yeah, we get it, it's Wrath of Khan, it's an alternative universe. Rah.
You're such a nerd that you know that.
I'm sorry, is this not for nerds?
Is that not our target demographic?
That's extremely nerdy. I know that they switched their dialogue pieces.
Did I trip and land on the cheerleader podcast? Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, Pacific Rim for me was just the greatest thing I think I've seen in a long time.
I was surprised by how many people are like, oh my god, it's amazing. It looks so stupid to me when
great.
I saw the trailer.
It's Guillermo del Toro, though. He does stupid very well. And I don't... That's not damning with faint praise. He does big blockbusters.
I kind of want to see it now that
give a shit about.
I don't know, I'm kind of disillusioned with Guillermo del Toro, just because, like, the last few movies, I really liked him, but then the last few movies of his I've seen, I didn't. So now I'm just kind of, I don't know.
My best friend just told me that she just watched Pan's Labyrinth, which he did, and she's like, that's the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? I mean, actually, that's not unusual. A lot of people didn't like it. I mean, it was very kind of like, it made a lot of money and it got really well reviewed, but there are people that I've spoken to that think it's overhyped.
I can't remember why I didn't like it. I'm trying to remember the movie. And
it was in Spanish, right?
Yes.
But yeah, no, Pacific Rim, because it was just a send-up to everything I love.
Yeah, I mean,
I love
seeing it. Oh, Christ, I saw The World's End recently. That was really disappointing.
Really?
Yeah, it really was. Like, in comparison to Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, it was so phoned in. It was so heartless. The other cast members were so wasted. And by wasted, I mean underused. Yeah, they were pissed on set constantly. The only sort of really standout performance in it was Nick Frost, who was fantastic.
I was really looking forward to seeing it. Now I'm all sad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you might like it. It's, I mean, again, it's been really, really well reviewed, so maybe there is just something in it that I'm missing, but I thought it was a big disappointment.
Also, Now You See Me was really good, but nobody saw it except me. I talked for like weeks about that movie to everybody I knew, but like nobody saw it.
It looked fun, but
it was really good.
Really? Like legitimately
It was
good.
really good.
Yeah, I've heard it was like a poor man's The Prestige.
I thought it was like twist the movie, like plot twist the movie. It was.
And see, I really like that. I like going to a film and being like, oh, no way, fuck. Like, I'm easily pleased, apparently.
Well, I mean, like, and I saw it with Rose, and we were just freaking out about Mark Ruffalo the entire time, so.
Ruffalo is a fucking dreamboat.
So, who saw the Smurfs 2?
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to go and see the Smurfs 2 because it looks like a piece of shit, although the midnight review that Brad did was very funny, but it has got John Oliver in it, and I love him.
Question, because I keep seeing the movie posters and stuff, why does, like, the goth-looking Smurf, like, why is she white?
There are two that are white, and I think Brad...
And why does she look goth? And what is this movie?
The bad Smurfs that Gargamel makes.
Oh, okay. Why are they on all the posters? It makes them look like they're good guys or something.
Well, they're gonna get turned around by Smurfs at the end. Whereas, I think if I spent 2 hours with the Smurfs, that is how I would become evil. But it's got John Oliver in it as, I guess he's called Vanity Smurf. He's gay Smurf. He's homosexual Smurf. Like, every
conversation we have now, you end up saying Vanity Smurf like 3 times in one sentence.
Every conversation I have with you where you're like, hey dude, did you check out this new roller coaster? It's really rad.
Yeah. No, but seriously, like, just for the past 2 months, you can't stop talking about Vanity Smurf.
Well, it's because it's John Oliver.
Yeah.
And it's John Oliver playing a coded gay character in a 1980s children's cartoon. So it's everything I love.
A remake of a 1980s children's cartoon.
True. Yeah, true.
A CGI remake. Okay.
Vanity Smurf.
You guys seeing the Smurfs?
I'm not going to see the Smurfs.
No.
Good.
I asked who was going to see the Smurfs too.
I don't understand why there's another one, because didn't, like, the first one, like, make no money?
No, it made...
Why was there was a first one, so...
Apparently it did, like, extraordinarily well.
What is wrong with America? What is wrong with you people?
I don't know. I mean, it's like fucking Cars 2, seriously.
Forget
planes,
cars, what
no.
about planes?
Planes.
And snails and all this
God,
shit.
planes.
What about planes? And Ryan Gosling as a snail? No, is it Ryan Reynolds as a snail? Yeah.
Whatever.
It's got a turbo.
Ryan
That
Gosling as a snail would be about 5 times better.
It wouldn't, they're all stupid.
they really are. I mean, like, what's annoying about it is that it gives CGI, because it is so apparently so easy and so cheap to make CGI movies. They're just like it's like they're on the conveyor belt. They're just being made, and then when like the occasionally good one slips under the radar, like, okay, it might make a lot of money, but it won't be really respected. And it's like the Monsters Inc. sequel, I think, was fucking awesome. And like most Pixar films are fucking awesome, and a lot of DreamWorks films are fucking awesome. Like, I would have never seen How to Train Your Dragon unless Doug had given it a really good review, because I would have just assumed it was a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it to be bad. I only went because a friend wanted to go. I know. I actually kind of liked it.
I mean, like, I wouldn't have gone and seen what's it called? Rise of the Guardians if there was like nothing else in the movie theater. Like, me and my friend were at the movie theater, we're like, I guess we'll see Rise of the Guardians. And then it turned out to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, again, I had no desire to see that, but somebody told me, someone whose opinion I respect, not you, Greer, told me.
Not me.
Kidding. No, someone else whose opinion I respect told me that it was brilliant.
So, Georgia, you saw the Wolverine?
Yeah, it was actually yesterday.
Tell us about the Wolverine.
Tell us about Hugh Jackman's arms.
His arms are very big and sweaty and kind of, manly, I guess. I don't know. The movie was okay, I guess. Like, I saw the first, I don't want to say the first one, because, because the first one's technically X-Men, so I saw the first of his series in theaters, too, and I thought it was okay. And then this one I just thought was okay, too. Like, it's not a little sillier, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
See,
It's literally, like, they call it the Wolverine. It should literally just be called Wolverine Goes to Japan. That's essentially what it is. He goes to Japan.
Well, I mean, isn't that what, like, the first third of Batman Begins was?
I don't know.
God, the Dark
Wolverine
Knight
Goes to Japan sounds funnier than Batman Goes to Japan.
Batman Goes to Japan. If a film came out called Batman Goes to Japan, I'd be very happy.
I would be worried, because it would probably be some kinky, weird shit.
I would be very happy about that.
So the entertainment industry in England is blowing up right now, Fran.
Yes, it is.
So what all has been happening with your BBC and your TARDISes?
You're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here, Greer. No, the new Doctor is being announced on Sunday, and yeah, you're quite right.
By the time this comes out, it will have already been announced. So congratulations, insert doctor name here.
Congratulations.
This guy is the Doctor.
It's so funny you're talking about that, because I'm on Facebook right now, and my friends are talking about that, and my other friend, as a joke, is saying, "Spoiler alert, I'm the 12th Doctor."
Yeah.
That I would actually watch.
See, I think the thing is, I thought that was so original when I said it, and I'm realizing now everyone is making that joke.
Yeah.
It's me,
So
surprise, lol. I mean, it's really interesting, this debate about it either being a woman doctor or a black doctor. I think, one,
Presidency.
I would really like it, but only if they were genuinely right for the part.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's interesting, actually. I'm really curious as to if they were to cast a black doctor, would that be something that, would be addressed, just in terms of how then people would react to the character, or would it be something like any other doctor, he would just be the Doctor? I'm just curious as to how they would approach it.
I don't know.
Don't ask me, I'm not a Whovian.
I mean,
I like to know the word Whovian, though.
Well, I have to know that. It's all over my Facebook, stream. Everybody talks about it. I'm surrounded by it. You can't avoid it. It's like a disease. People are sick.
It's great. It's one of the few British things that has completely infiltrated American culture. Yeah. After years and years growing up, Saved by the Bell and Friends, we're finally giving you guys a taste of your own medicine.
What about Monty Python and Fawlty Towers and other things that England's done for us?
Whose line is it anyway?
There's been other British invasions.
Whose Line? Yep, we can take credit for Whose Line.
You guys can take credit for Whose Line.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys have that.
Greer allows it, so it shall be.
And then the Sherlock.
Oh yeah.
The Sherlock.
Oh yeah. The Sherlock. Yeah, the Sherlock trailer, the teaser trailer for season 3 just came out, and it's fucking brilliant.
So I've heard.
See, Sherlock, Doctor Who is debatable, as to whether it is a genuinely good show, because it's incredibly silly, but Sherlock is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Sherlock is legitimately fantastic. I'm incredibly excited. The worst thing about Sherlock, I do have to say, though, are the female characters, who are a piece of shit.
Oh, wow.
Sherlock does not have one good female character, and that is a problem.
Would you cast yourself in there to fix it, Fran?
Yep, yeah, I would.
That'd be awesome. I would totally watch.
Sherlock is a woman.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can I just say the whole time, because I was looking, when we were talking about movies, I had just opened up IMDb, and I went on a chain where I finally ended up on a page for a movie, Fran, called, it's on the worst 100 movies ever list. It's called the Tony Blair Witch Project.
What?
Have you heard of this movie?
No, that's amazing.
It says 5 British film critics and politicians who venture off into the West Virginia wilderness in search of the Tony Blair Witch.
You know what? I believe it, because after Blair Witch came out, there were so many parodies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it wouldn't surprise me that there's a British parody of it.
I know that, these parody films are 10 a penny, but that is a fucking brilliant title. The Tony Blair Witch Project. That's fucking hilarious. And I can see buy that now that Tony Blair is no longer Prime Minister, he lives in the woods and kills people.
Yeah.
And he occasionally
He's an actual witch.
If anyone listens to this, which is debatable, I'm getting sued.
Oh gosh. Yep. That was on that list. It was lower than Birdemic, but
I love Birdemic.
Birdemic is a cinematic masterpiece.
Can somebody
I can't wait for the sequel.
You don't know what Birdemic is?
Not really. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Unfortunate soul.
Go on, enlighten me.
Somebody enlighten her on Birdemic.
Why can't you do it?
Basically,
it's romantic thriller involving killer birds.
That's incredible.
According to the director, that's what it's supposed to be. But no, it's just a shitstorm of really bad effects, even worse acting, and it's glorious.
It's the best fake birds you've ever seen in your life.
One of the better riff tracks I've seen in theaters. In fact, when I went, me and my friend both brought coat hangers.
There's a scene where these group of people are just in the parking lot swinging at the best fake birds you've ever seen.
Yeah, in order to get rid of the birds, you can shoot them or just use a coat hanger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly Google image this.
Birdemic.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, because a couple of Take people reviewed it.
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it, and really, I don't really know. I didn't really know what it is.
So hilarious.
The birds do look appallingly fake.
It's pretty great.
The thing about that movie is it is painful. The birds don't come for the first. They're not there until the first maybe half hour or 20 minutes. So you have to wait, and it is a pretty grueling wait because the actors are so horrible.
Because I'm still IMDbing. It'll make you so mad to know that on the top 50 best rated shows on IMDb, Downton Abbey is number 33. Fran.
Damn it, bloody Downton Abbey. Fuck.
Don't like Downtown Abbey?
Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey. Downtown Abbey.
That's a different kind of show.
Is that what the show's called? I don't know.
Downton Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
Ever.
Story of a prostitute
No,
who
I'm not
learns.
laughing at you making that mistake. I'm laughing at the way Fran is saying it. Downtown Abbey.
Oh, bollocks.
By the way, guys, I made up this week. Like, I made up a bunch of British-sounding phrases, and I want you to guess which ones are real and which ones aren't.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I wish Millie was here. She could help.
right, talk amongst yourselves and give me a minute to formulate this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Fran, Top Gear is also number 41 on the best rated TV shows.
Top Gear, the most
Top Gear.
sort of racist, sexist.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like,
Oh my god.
I mean, the highest rated one that comes from England is the David Attenborough's wildlife documentary series.
That makes me really proud.
Life. And then right under that,
I've got two.
directly under that, and that's number 6, but directly under that is Sherlock.
Sherlock, yeah, I'm cool with that being in the top.
And then there's not another one until number 15, which is Monty Python Flying Circus.
Wee! Love that show.
I love Monty Python. I really, really do. I keep thinking I'm going to watch Holy Grail, and like, I always think, oh, that's a good idea, I'll do that when I get home. And then all that happens is I get on YouTube, and I watch a load of clips from Community, and then I drink some cider, and then I go to sleep, drunk.
Yeah.
That sounds a little...
into my existence. So, find out whether these are made up or not.
What do we win?
So, right, phrases. Fiddler's chimney brush.
That's not real.
No.
That's not
That's hilarious, though.
Okay,
I don't
Barry,
think it's real either.
some of these I made up, some of these I didn't. Okay, next one.
Well, were
Alright.
we correct?
I'm not going to tell you until the end.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, alright. Bugger's tea time.
I think that's real.
I feel like that's not real, but maybe
Yeah.
it is. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of offensive, though. Too stereotypical to be real. Or maybe not.
Well, wait and see. Okay. You bloody plonker.
I think that.
I think that's real.
I've heard Gavin say plonker, I think, before.
Oh, but is Gavin making them up?
True.
It's highly possible.
Yay.
Okay. Let me think of some other ones. Okay, talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, good.
You guys want a great time waster? Go to Google Images, type in Atari Breakout, and just have so much fun. You literally get to play like a game.
Oh, yeah, that one of those Google Easter eggs.
It's awesome. That's stuff
Okay.
you learned on crack.com.
Yeah.
Alright, I've got another one.
Okay.
Arse over tit.
That's real.
That's real.
I think I've heard that before. I think you probably said it, Fran.
Almost certainly. Okay, I probably should have planned this game better because you've been right so far.
Ha
Basically, I said
you.
all the fake ones that I made up at the beginning, and now I'm just looking up other British phrases that are real.
Spoiler alert.
So we've gotten all of them right.
Hooray!
Done. Although, do you not think Bugger's Tea Time and Fiddler's Chimney Brush should be real phrases?
What would you use them for?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, everything we say is nonsense, I can confirm. So you could use them in almost any context. Bugger's tea time, that might be about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Bugger's
So
tea
if
time.
you're staying up really late on the piss, which is a real phrase, it means going out and getting drunk, then you're staying up for Bugger's tea time.
That is pretty funny.
And Fiddler's chimney brush, I don't know, don't look at me like I'm holding a fiddler's chimney brush, and that could mean don't look at me when I'm masturbating.
Jesus Christ. It sounds like something that, I was about to say it sounds like something they would have said in Mary Poppins, but nope.
Not more.
Not anymore.
I mean, Dick Van Dyke in the 60s, you know.
I can't believe Dick Van Dyke's still alive.
Oh my god, he is. Wow.
It's pretty extraordinary, isn't it?
Do you guys get offended by his British accent, or is it, like, funny?
Oh yeah, it's funny. No, I mean, it's I'm much more offended by, because everyone knows that Dick Van Dyke's British accent is bad, and it's such a wonderful, lovely, endearing performance anyway that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I get more offended by, like, Daphne in Frasier, or, like, Anthony LaPlaglia playing her brother. Like, that really pisses me off. Daphne's supposed to have a Mancunian accent, and it is completely, like, you couldn't even begin to be more wrong about how somebody from Manchester sounds. And she's from England, she should know better. And, like, the fact that, like, it's stuff like the fact that all her brothers sound like they come from a different region. Like, one of them sounds like he's from Yorkshire, the other one sounds like he's from Liverpool, and they're all supposed to be from Manchester. Frasier is supposed to be this really sort of witty, erudite program, and they couldn't even get that right.
Wah wah.
Yeah, I know, right? First world problem, first world British problem.
That's like the most British problem.
It is the most
British problem is they run out of tea.
Okay, did you find more phrases?
No, we're done with this game.
We're done with this game? Are we too good at it?
We're too British
Well,
for it.
you were too good at it. Well, I didn't plan it properly.
Good job.
Okay,
You'd make
tell
the
me-
best Bob Barker.
I did test who?
Bob Barker.
Is that a thing?
Jesus Christ. He was, before Drew Carey came and hosted The Price is Right, Bob Barker hosted The Price is Right for like 190 years.
I didn't.
And then-
That's exactly how long,
Yep.
by the way.
But yeah, Bob Barker had to retire after a while because he's pretty senile now, I guess. Well, no, he's a nice
He
guy.
thinks the price right is real.
Yeah. And it's like, when he was still hosting, they were still, it was like 2005, and they were still selling like 1973 Chevrolets on the show.
Wow.
And, you know, it seemed like it, you know. It still seemed very old-fashioned when Bob Barker was still hosting. But now it's a little more modernized, because they have iPods.
Even cars
to give away.
that are from the 21st century.
Yeah, basically.
It sounds great.
The Price is Right? That's the best. You just win cars and guess prices of cans of tuna.
See, it's really funny. American game shows, I love that you win, like, cars and money, because over here, it is entirely about, like, game shows are really sort of like, they're not even really like games, they're more like just quizzes, and they're really solemn, really quiet, and it's entirely about intellect.
Yeah. I've always said that,
Fun.
like, the one game show where you don't have to know anything except how to count to 30 is Deal or No Deal. That's all you have to know to go on that show. You don't have to know how to read or speak English. You just know how to count to 30, and you can be on Deal or No Deal.
That originated over here. I'm ashamed of that.
I like that show a lot. Like,
Sorry, can I just interrupt briefly? Who was that did the, like, Prince John from Robin Hood laugh there? The aha!
who did that?
Who was that? Hands up.
I think that was Georgia.
Probably me. I have an obnoxious laugh.
No, it was great. I loved it.
Oh. Thanks, I guess.
You're welcome.
I remember there was a game show that was pretty short-lived over here that Bob Saget hosted. It was called 1 vs. 100, and
What?
it was like you would ask a trivia question to one person, and then you would ask the same trivia question to a panel of 100 people, and it was weird. All I could concentrate on was that Bob Saget was hosting it. That's all I remember about it. Bob Saget was on there, and that's about it.
Isn't he the guy from the sitcom that Doug Walker
Full
really
House,
hates?
yes. Bob Saget is so funny. Like,
On the sitcom.
on the sitcom, especially when you think about, he does do very, very raunchy stand-up.
Oh, so it's oh yeah, because Doug says it's funny when
It
you
is
think
funny like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Saget's stand-up is super dirty, and he's very funny.
Full House looked like one of the worst pieces of
I
shit.
still watch
Oh,
Full
that's-
House.
Yeah,
I hate that show so much.
I like Full House a lot.
I understand. I have shit like that.
John Stamos was the best character on that show.
John Stamos is fucking dreamy.
Yeah, he hasn't aged in like 30 years.
I only know him from Glee.
Really?
Yeah.
I only knew him from Full House, and he still looks the same as he did in the 90s and the early 80s, or the late 80s.
He looks like
one of those things.
a cowboy. Like if a cowboy came into my room at night on a horse with his shirt off.
Yeah. No, because anytime I think of him, I always I always think of Elvis Presley when I think of him, because on Full House he would always do Elvis impersonations.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And his character, like, loved Elvis, and it was...
Was that like his quirk?
Huh?
Was that like his quote-unquote quirk?
Kind of, yeah, and he was also, like, before his character on the show got married, he would, like, be with a bunch of women, like, he was a ladies' man, and then, like, Dave Coulier was the comic relief, and he would do pretty good cartoon impersonations, and that was about all Dave Coulier did on that show.
He's supposed to be a comedian, but he didn't, like, do anything funny.
Well, he dated Alanis Morissette.
That's kind of funny.
That's
Yeah.
funny, I guess.
But, no, I mean, like, that's a real trend, though, like, having comedian characters on shows that aren't funny,
Yeah.
and not buying at all
Yeah,
that they can...
his character on the show was, like, an aspiring comedian or something.
Well, like,
And
I
even like Jodie Sweetin, who at the time played the 6-year-old on the show, didn't think he was funny. Wow.
Well, I don't know if I'd ask her. She's kind of mature for her age. You know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that is one thing I really, really hate. Little children on sitcoms.
Then you would have hated this show. That's all they had was just kids.
I mean, on Full House, Candace Cameron's character wasn't that bad, but that was about it.
Well, it's just that thing of them all being, like, way too kind of, like, snarky for their age.
Yeah.
So saying things that are really rude, that, like, real kids would never say, because real kids are hilarious.
Yeah.
But
And they don't talk like kids, they talk like small adults, like Fred Savage.
they're so punchable.
It is one of the reasons I hate Signs.
Signs, yeah.
Ugh.
Signs is ridiculous.
Signs is humiliating because
That's the other thing I hate that my mom does. She watches Signs every time it comes on.
it's humiliating. It was filmed, like it says it takes place in Bucks. I live in Bucks County. It's humiliating.
Wow.
So confirm that Bucks County is nothing like Signs.
No! I mean, I don't know all of the county, but the county I live in is not really actually that farm related at all. We're actually kind of white, snobby people, so
Ah.
we have nothing to do with farming. We get our hands dirty. But that's my Bucks County. I don't know what Bucks County he's in, but it's just humiliating. It's so bad.
I mean, I could understand kind of enjoying it once if there's nothing else on telly, but the idea that your mum watches it every time it comes on.
Oh yeah.
I really,
She turns on Signs every time it comes on.
how
That's
can
a
you be
problem.
critical about something that mediocre?
I have no idea. I can't give you an answer for that. I cannot. It's just, it's Mel Gibson at his craziest, I think.
Did you know what? You should at least show your mom Doug's review.
Yeah, I want to.
I agree with a lot of what he says.
Oh, I agree with all of it. Mum would be super upset though, right?
Maybe. Because she doesn't... It would be one thing if she liked it ironically, but she genuinely thinks it's a good movie.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to crush things for people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know people that like things that I think are a piece of crap, but I don't want to... Well, it's like, I'm so aware of, like, how that feels, because, like, I took my friend Faith to see Avenue Q when it was still on in London, and that's a show that I love, and she hated it, and, like, not in a nasty way, but just kind of went on to, like, take apart why she didn't think it was good, and I've never quite enjoyed it the way I did.
I mean, I run into that problem all the time, because there's a girl who lives down the street from me, and I help out her mom with a lot of stuff, because she has her mom has a rambunctious 4-year-old, and then the girl is she just turned 14, and I'm basically like somebody she can hang out with because we're both into anime, and I hold my tongue because she loves The Big Bang Theory, and I want to pull my hair out. And
I mean, I've kind of grown to hate The Big Bang Theory now.
Hey, if you are listening, I am so sorry. Honey, I'm so sorry.
I can see, like, I don't know, I've watched a few episodes, because, like, I was stuck on a plane, so there's nothing else to do, but, I can see why people love it, and I can see why people hate it. I guess I'm neutral.
Yeah,
I understand,
Like, there are things in it that I admire. Like, I really admire the performances. I think all the performances are kind of uniformly brilliant.
Yeah.
But it is, it's just because it's about nerds, it's still no more than a kind of boom run-of-the-mill sitcom.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
you reference Dungeons and Dragons, to them it's something to put a laugh track over, and I'm like, I don't get it. He just said the words Dungeons and Dragons, and somehow that required a laugh track.
You're right. Like, they're not even gags. Like, they're just people laughing at what they think nerds behave like.
Yeah. And it's like, I can't criticize her or anything, because she gets sick a lot and depressed and has anxiety, and when she feels bad, she watches The Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, well, I can't criticize it because it's something that makes her feel good and laugh.
Yeah, exactly. And you can criticize it to other people.
Who am I to be an asshole like that?
No, you're right. You're totally right. I think it's not always worth it. I think, like, it's different. Like, I don't like it when people, like, try and moderate, like, say what Doug can and can't review for the nostalgia critic, because I think, like, that's something people are actively seeking that show out to hear him rip into shit. But I think if you know somebody likes something and you're their friend, yeah, probably no point in, like, ripping it to shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do the others think? Let's open this up.
I don't know, it depends on
what was the question? I'm sorry.
It's, do you think it's, like, okay to rip the shit out of something that you know somebody that you're friends with likes?
It depends on your friend, like, if they can take criticism.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Like, everyone should be able to take criticism, and, like, if something is ruined for you because somebody else doesn't like it, then you have to question your kind of loyalty to said thing in the first place, but I don't know. I think there's a way of ripping something to shreds. There's a right way and a wrong way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's one of those moments we had where, like, well, yeah, there's nothing else to say there.
Well, I mean, yeah, the thing with the Big Bang Theory, and actually, this kind of links interestingly into Community. One thing I really love about Community is that there's a character on it who is probably autistic. And what they usually do with characters like this, and this is something that does annoy me about the Big Bang Theory, it's like Sheldon displays a lot of kind of autistic traits, but it's just kind of like, oh, he's just quirky, and they don't explore. Like, they take these things that are kind of really significant and important to people, and they don't explore them. They exploit them for a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this show and I'm like, well, I think that's a little more than just being quirky.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a little more going on here that nobody is talking about or wants to talk about. Because they're like, well, people think it's quirky, we'll just keep playing it off as a laugh.
And it's really, like, that is kind of offensive, because it's like, I mean, no, maybe, I don't know whether I think it's offensive, because on the other hand, like, he's a character that is integrated with the rest of them, which is really good. You know, visibility for any minority is really good. But what would be even better is if they said, yes, this character is autistic, it's not going to change the way we portray the character, we're not going to stop having the character to be their friend. But to be too afraid to acknowledge the fact that he is autistic seems really, like, I don't know, it seems really kind of productive.
Yeah, that's how I've always looked at it, I think.
Well, I know, I mean, you brought this up to me, Greer, and I really, like, I had never looked at it from that perspective before, but you were quite right. Whereas they have a character like that in Community, but it is acknowledged and it is explored, and his relationship to people and how his behaviour affects people and how he reacts to things.
And there's not a laugh track in Community. I'm getting sick of laugh tracks. Am I the only one?
I know, laugh tracks suck.
I'm the only one who's getting sick of shows with laugh tracks. The only show I can stand these days, well, not even these days, it's a show that's fucking 30 years old now. Because I've been watching the Golden Girls lately.
Love the Golden Girls!
That's the only show, like, right now that I can stand that has a laugh track. And it's 30 or 40 years old now.
I know what you mean. Oh, I love that show.
I can't believe why that show hasn't been in my life until now.
Isn't it really, like, weirdly sort of, like, considering, one, how old it is, and two, the fact that the characters in it are all older people, like, isn't it, like, weirdly progressive? Like, don't they have, like, gay characters on it that aren't,
they've addressed, like...
The first episode had a gay cook, and then they got rid of him, because, like, they didn't think he was, I don't know, they replaced him with Sophia. They didn't think he was funny enough or something.
But, I mean, yeah, for its time, that show was progressive, and, like, progressive in not just, like that, but, I mean, they would talk about sex openly all the time.
You know, did you ever watch Robot Chicken?
Yeah.
Like, I'm making a point. This isn't just off topic.
They did that skit with...
Yeah, they did a Sex and the City sketch with the Golden Girls, and I realized, you know, that's not even like a sketch, like a joke. That's, like, true.
That's like an actual episode of the Golden Girls.
They're like the original Sex and the City chicks, but actually entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, like, they have... There's actually one episode I watched of the Golden Girls where, I think it was, God, whose son was it? I think it was B. Arthur's son or something. Like, she figured out that he got engaged to this older woman, and she was also black. But B. Arthur didn't have a problem with the fact that she was black, but it was the fact that she was, like, almost 20 years older than he was. And then the black girl's parents came to meet him, and they were the ones with the problem that he was white. and they just did like, and I'm like, this is so cool for some reason.
That's really cool. I mean, that's kind of progressive even by today's standards.
And like just the way they handled humor with sex, and they somehow did it. It was just funny. Like at the time, it was very edgy.
Yeah, it's very smart writing. Very good writing.
Yeah.
The women and stuff talking about
And
sex.
somehow Betty White still has like such a quick wit. I think that amazes me more than anything on this planet.
I love her. I want to meet her someday. I totally do.
No, she's an amazing woman. I want to be like her when I'm that age.
Yeah. I think let's end it on a light note. Let's end it on the Golden Girls. How about that?
On the note that Betty White is awesome.
Yeah, on the note that
I want to be her when I get older. I want to be this little old lady who, like, you know, does like animal rights stuff and yet has the mouth of a sailor.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Well, let's all pledge allegiance to Betty White.
Okay. We love you, Betty White, and hopefully if you ever listen to this podcast, we want to be you.
Okay. We gotta go. I have to go do things today.
Yeah, me too.
I think I'm going to go and get a bottle of wine.
Ooh, why not?
Just a normal Saturday for Fran.
A normal day ending in a Y.
Yeah.
Fran.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.